connection and decent audio. So hopefully we won't have any restart issues, but we shall see. We shall see. Let me see if I can pull it up on the trusty laptop. And that's how I confirm that we've got a live broadcast and that we have good audio. Okay, we're going to restart. Start issues, but we shall see. We shall see. Let me see if I can pull it up on the trusty laptop.
Okay, we'll see what we have now. We'll see if we have decent audio now on the restart. We shall see.
We're going to restart.
Okay, we'll see what. All right, so audio sounds good now. Audio sounds good and not too bad. We're coming up on 2 minutes late with a reboot. 2 minutes late with a reboot. And before I forget, I got an email from David, and he asked about these new GMTs. I have seen this bouncing around, but I haven't seen a whole lot of details. Excuse me, I haven't seen a whole lot of details on them. But I would like to get more information. I don't know if these have the new movement in them, the new spring drive movement or not. And I don't recall seeing the thickness on them. 40.5 mils is a great size. A lot of people have been asking for some smaller sports watches from Grand Seiko. I think they're good looking pieces. I like all three. I like the blue, I like the green, I like the black. It would be almost a coin toss. I like the way the blue one has the blue GMT hand. See that? I think that is super cool. I'd be tempted to go with the blue one. I really would. I would be tempted to go with the blue one. Maybe some folks can do some research. Maybe Lance, he's good at research. Maybe he can do some research and see if we can find out some more information on those three stunners. Those three upcoming Grand Seiko stunners. How's the savings plan for the real watch going, Lance? Okay, we're going to talk about this. This is a big issue, folks. This is a big issue. This watch collection thing, we're going to talk about this. We're going to talk about this. This could be an intervention for some of you. And I got to bring something up here. Because this was on Facebook. I'm not making this stuff up, folks, okay? You may think I'm making this kind of stuff up, but I'm not. I'm not pulling it out of thin air. These are things that I actually see happening. These are things I actually see happening. By the way, I'm wearing a Kenneth Gordon shirt, Kenneth Gordon stunner, and yes, it is a full shirt. It is not one of these trim fit shirts that the hipsters are wearing. Now look at this posting on Facebook of this guy's collection. Are you kidding me? And this is in the In-House Movements, I guess, group. He says, I'm afraid I'm addicted. Is there a Watch Collectors Anonymous? Look at this collection this guy's got. See if I can get it bigger here. Okay. Let me go full screen so I can get it as big as I possibly can. See if it'll load in a little better. That's interesting. It's not going full screen. Anyway, I commented. I said, way too much steel. You've got to add some gold, right? And let's see if we can find my comment in here. Yeah, here it is. Way too much steel. You need some more gold. And then he replied, I have a few gold Rolexes, not pictured here. Well, then get rid of that junk. If you've got some gold Rolexes, you don't need all that other junk. What in the heck is this guy thinking? What is this guy thinking? I don't know, folks. I don't know what this guy is thinking. I don't know what the thought process is here, folks. Maybe you all can enlighten me, but these look like a bunch of crap watches, most of them. A lot of them, it's hard for me to tell exactly what they are, but I think a bunch of them are a bunch of crap watches. And he claims he's got some gold Rolexes. Why in the hell doesn't he just wear the gold Rolexes and call it a day? If he's got two of them, let's say, for example, let's say he's got a let's give him the benefit of the doubt and say he's got a gold Submariner pre-ceramic, right, with the nice case, or gold GMT on a Jubilee in mint condition, pre-ceramic, right? And then let's say he's got a date 8. Why not rotate those two? Why not have a power rotation, folks? Why not have a power rotation instead of all this crap he's got laying around? Box watches. Oh my gosh, don't get me started. Don't get me started today. Look, by the way, here's the rotation we're talking about. This is why the 002 is on the bench today, as is the 231, because we're talking about the ultimate power rotation. Look at these two stunners. Can you imagine these as the ultimate perfect rotation? By the way, let's do a 2-month time check on the stunner that since we've got it on the bench. On the 002 stunner, we'll do a time check on that puppy because it's been 2 months. It's been 2 months, and we'll be able to see what it's doing after 2 months of running. And by the way, I got to remember to wind that puppy because I did not wind it yesterday because I didn't do a show, and I forgot to wind it. And so it's been 48 hours at least since it's been wound. Good thing it's got a 72-hour power reserve. That's all I can say. Let's see here. Save for a special watch, but remember, it's not an investment. Most people lose money on watches unless you buy it to keep. I don't think Lance has to worry about that. I think he's fairly well heeled. I think he comes from a wealthy family up there in Connecticut. I think he's in pretty good stead, buying all kinds of expensive shoes with shoe trees and stuff. I think he's doing all right. And he says, I've saved up $500 so far. I just applied for a summer job, and all the money I make is going towards the Rolex. And Carlos is in the house. And let's see. Okay, Zombie sent an email. Link to Archie's last show for you to critique his attire. Okay, we'll take a look. Carlos is in the house. If you have to rotate your watches to get them all into the frame, then you own too many. Let's see here. That collection looks like I think he said mint bunch of pieces that he can't even get 50% back of what he paid for them. Eduardo in the house. Stig's in the house, and Lance is hanging out big time. Whose watch collection is this? Well, you can see there. You can see right there the name of the guy. Wolfen Frank, whatever the heck he is. And the lovely Bree says, hi, it's thundering here. Well, whoa, thundering. Are you sure, Bree, that isn't a reaction to your dancing? You were like, did a dance move, and all of a sudden the everything shook, the whole world trembled? That's possible, you know. That's possible. Leslie's in the house. Time check. Yes, we're going to do a time check, lovely Leslie. We're going to check and see how accurate the 002 is. We're going to do an official time check here in a minute or two. And Briefit Dance says blue. Let's see. And good evening, Mr. Stig. Okay. And Carlos is saying hello. Thanks. And Mr. Q says, thanks, Craig. Now I can't get Grand Seiko out of my mind. Well, that 002 is a stunner. I'll tell you, if you see one of those in person, I'm going to give you a warning right now. If you see that watch in person, you will be buying it. I mean, it will be like, okay, done deal. Where do I sign? You know, I need to take that puppy home with me. That's going to be the deal there once you see that in person. Okay, let's do the time check. Let me find the official time. I got to close some. I'm going to leave the stunners on while I close a few. Windows here. I'm going to leave that one open just in case. And I'm going to close this one. I'm going to close this one. I should do this before the show starts. This is a little bit on the rude side to do this now, but it is what it is. Okay. I don't have the time in a I do not have the time in a tab. I'm going to have to find it again. I'm going to have to find it again. Time.gov, I think it was. Yeah, I'll find it. Here it's coming up. Okay, so there's the official time. There's the official time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the stunners on, time on deck, hit B, I think. There we go. All right, so now we've got the Eastern time there in these United States is on the right. Remember, there's a time delay, folks, for some folks that are watching this. There's a time delay, so don't set your watches by that. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a freeze frame, and we're going to do it at 45 seconds here. Okay. Bam. Oh, I did it just a hair before, but okay. So 24 seconds, so 45, so it's about 21 seconds, right? Is that correct? 21 seconds fast. Am I doing the math right there? So it's about 21 seconds fast, and that's in 2 months. So that's not terrible. That's not what you would call terrible. That's not bad. Not terrible at all. Now, if we check the 231, 24 seconds, it was, let's see, it's about 5 seconds fast, it looks like. It's about 5 seconds fast. Yeah, right about 5 seconds. So there you go. There you go. So that's an official time check, folks. Official time check with the 2 stunners. Official time check with the 2 stunners in the house. And let's see. Eduardo says the lighting on the 002 today is exceptional. It is looking pretty good right there on the bench. It's looking pretty good on the bench. A little dusty, a little bit of dust on it. I do wear the watch. It's not a box watch. A little bit of dust on it, but it is a stunner. But I'm going to tell you right now, up front, it looks a lot better in person. It's not even close. This is not even close to capturing how absolutely stunning and gorgeous this watch is. And by the way, I will say the same thing about the lovely Brianna, Brefit Dance. You see her in person, and it's a whole nother ball game. It's a whole nother ball game, folks. That's how that works. All right, let's catch up on these. Comments here. Oh, emails coming in. Emails. I got to keep up on the emails. AC3 dressed in for. Okay, let's check out this AC3. Let's check out the AC3 link here. See what we got here.
Hey
Oh,
guys,
he looks good.
It's Paul Pluter. That's correct, guys. It is Paul.
I think that
Pluter.
he looks good.
And how are we all going today?
Yeah.
Guys, I've decided to
pause
put
that.
the.
Okay, I think I give Archie 2 thumbs up. 2 thumbs up for the Archie. He dressed up nice. That's good. That's a good plus. Now, one thing I have noticed about some of his live streams recently is his audio has been clipping really bad, over-modulating. He's got that level too high, and it's really clipping the audio. So let him know he's got that gain set way too high. Maybe he can adjust that in his computer to get that so it's not clipping real bad. He's over-modulating that audio. Let's see here, Craig. Which is worst investment item? A house or a boat? Oh, a horse or a boat. Okay. Yeah. I think both are probably equally terrible. Yeah. A boat is literally a hole in the water that you put money into, and a horse is 4 legs that you put money into. So pick your poison. Brefit Dance, subscribe and click that bell. Yeah, okay, we'll show the lovely Brianna's website, okay? we'll show the lovely Brianna's website. The lovely Bri. There we go. It's on the screen right now. You go to briefitdance.com and click down, and all her social media links are on that page, and you can donate to her and all of those kind of good things. You can do all of that at briefitdance.com. Eduardo, is there anything to regulate a spring drive movement? Yes, there is an adjustment. Yes, it can be adjusted. And my experience is they always adjust them to run a little bit fast, which I like. I do not like anything to run slow. I have not had a spring drive yet that ran slow, which is good. Now, my 231 is the most accurate one I've had yet. That's insanely accurate. What do we say? It's about 5 seconds fast or whatever, and that's since daylight savings time. So that's been a while, right? So it's doing pretty freaking good. Of course, this 9F stunner, this 005 9F stunner, which is rarely on wrist anymore, it is insanely accurate. Insanely accurate. I'll tell you what, this is a great watch. It is a shame that this 005 was eclipsed by the 002, because this is a stunner in and of it, on its own right? This is absolutely nice and trim on the wrist. Very trim. The clasp is very trim. See that? It goes right underneath the shirt sleeve very easily. It's exceptionally comfortable. The shape of the case on the wrist is very, very nice. The dial is stunning. They nailed it with this watch, folks. They nailed it with the 005. And I'm just not giving it any love anymore. The watch is just not getting any love anymore, because the 002 is normally on wrist when I'm, wearing a dress watch, if you will, right? When I'm not wearing the sport watch, the 231. It's basically the 002 on wrist, not the 005. So there's the thing. Carlos says, I see both as something to enjoy, not something to invest. You got that right, Carlos. You must have some natural light coming through. It's mainly natural window light coming through at a distance on that. It's a relatively low light situation, but it is mainly natural light. That's correct. That's correct. That does help. That does help some, yes. Absolutely. Anytime you can do that. Craig Boat is in the house. I want those stunners, but Treasury does not take Bitcoin. Well, we're going to have to work on him. We're going to have to work on him, Craig Boat. Let's see. Something to enjoy the proceeds of other investments. I think the clipping audio is on purpose. Well, if it is, he should fix it. It sounds terrible. It clips because he screams. Yeah, I realize that. I know that, but you can adjust that. See, if I scream, hello, hello, yeah. See, I've got a limiter in here. I think it keeps it from clipping, right? I just screamed pretty loud. So there you go. You tell me, did it clip? Tell me. Mr. Q's in the house. I'll start my first GS with a GMT in steel and with champagne dial. Okay, there we go. And Lance sent an email. Let's see. But can you regulate it at home like a normal mechanical movement? I regulate my 1601 by leaving it crown up to lose time. That's a good question. I don't know if you can do that by positioning it different or not. That's a very good question. I would doubt it. Because of the way it's regulated. But it's possible. That's a very good question. Cheetown's in the house. Craig, did you hear about the guy who bought potato chips as investment pieces? I heard he winters in Detroit and summers in Orlando. Okay. Kyle Jett, Overstock.com lets you check out with BTC now, although I wouldn't do it. Yeah, I wouldn't spend my Bitcoin. I'll spend fiat before I'll spend my Bitcoin. Craig Boat, Seiko is good. If my dirty wife encounters me, she'll think I'm wearing a Japanese crap. If I wear Rolex, then she will come after me. There you go. Good point. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to check the email real quick, and then I've got another issue. Got another issue that we need to discuss. Another issue, okay? It's a shame, but it's an issue that we're going to have to discuss. It could be a big deal, too. Okay. Wow. Lance is coming up with some cuties. Look at this. Look at this. Not bad. Not a bad looking piece. Unusual bracelet. I kind of like it. I kind of like it being a little different. I kind of like it being a little bit different. Let's see here. And I like the very plain dial. I like that. That bracelet is kind of cool. Kind of cool. Not bad at all, Lanster. Not cheap. Not cheap. You know, good luck selling that for $55.74. And it's in Japan. Yeah, I think that's way too much money, but I don't know. Who am I to know for sure? Let's see. Okay, let's see what else we got going on here. Lamont's in the house. Yo, hey, yo. Let's see. And Carlos, my dude. Lamont, classy. That looks comfortable. We should get, okay, on this next subject, we should get Lamont's opinion on this. Okay, there was a big controversy with NASDAQ about the nooses. The hangman's noose, okay? Did you guys hear that story? It turned out to be a scam. The whole story turned out to be a scam, but did you hear the story about the hangman's noose? So now, a hangman's noose is not cool, folks. All of a sudden, and I love that knot, a hangman's noose is not cool anymore. Okay, so here we go. My Sebenza, my Chris Reeves Sebenza, shipped from the factory with a hangman's noose as the lanyard. This is a hangman's noose. Look at this. I'm not making this up, folks. That is a hangman's noose right there. Okay? My Chris Reeves Sebenza came from the factory with a hangman's noose on it. Okay? What am I to do? How can I be woke? How can I be a hipster, a woke hipster, and carry a knife with a hangman's noose on it? Okay? Food for thought. Now I have a Kershaw knockout that I actually put a lanyard on here using reflective paracord. This is a finer gauge paracord that happens to be reflective. It'll reflect, like if you drop it at night and you hit it with a flashlight, this is reflective. So I actually put this hangman's noose on here myself. That's a hangman's noose. That's what that is. So what do you think? What do you think? Am I going to have to remove the nooses? What do you think about that? Let me know in the chat about that issue. Things happen here. Kyle says that looks comfortable. Would you be worried on what I use to close my garage? Carlos in the house. Craig, pull up 5320 Patek. Okay, we'll do it. I guess it's a perpetual calendar. Okay. Here's one. This is a G. I would get a J. Of course, I'd get the yellow gold. I think it's cool. I think it's cool. The lugs are a little bit fancy for my liking. I like a more conservative style as far as that goes. But I think it's cool looking. I think it's cool looking. What's the size of this thing? Case diameter is 40 mils, which a little bit on the big side there, but doable. And then the height is 11.13, which is fine. That would work as a dress watch. yeah, I mean, I'm not a big fan of complications on a dress watch, but yeah, it's a stunner. But I would get it in yellow gold. I would get a J. I guess it would be a J, right? In yellow gold. That's what I would do. So yeah, 2 thumbs up on the stunner. Let's see. Do not buy that watch. Buy Bitcoin and a 231. Once you're rich, then get an 002. Then you are perfection. There you go. Craig Boat in the house. I'm pretty sure hangman's nooses weren't cool to begin with. G-Town. I think they're super cool. That's a great knot. I mean, it can be used for a lot of things other than hanging people. Here's an example, okay? It is a good knot. It's a good practical knot. I mean, just because it was used also to hang some people, I mean, I don't think the knot was guilty of that, right? the knot didn't know what it was being used for. Poor thing. Poor little knot. Let's see. Hipsters are not woke, says Kyle in the house. Tudor lives matter. We should change the whole Black Lives Matter thing really to criminal lives matter, right? Because that's really the people they're advocating for is the criminals, right? And it doesn't matter what color you are. You can be brown, white, green, purple. You know, if you're like a thug criminal, then they should stand up for them, right? I don't think it should have anything to do with race. I think if you're a thug criminal, then these woke organizations should stand up for you and say that you're a victim and that you need money, right? Shouldn't that be the way it should work? Shouldn't it be equal opportunity thugs? Equal opportunity thugs. Mike's in the house. Lance should get himself a Rolex because that eBay Grand Seiko won't pull the ladies. Geez, Craig, I have the same green cord on my folder. Is that the name of it? Nightsies? Is that the name of it? I don't know if that's the brand name of mine. Send us a photo or it didn't happen, Mr. Q. Send us a photo. We want to see it. Let's see. Lance, get yourself a used Explorer 1. I wonder, Mr. Q, if you got the idea from one of my videos. I showed that cord in some of my videos years ago, and some of my EDC videos, that you should always have that cord with you. And also the stretch cord. I have the stretch cord. You should always have that with you in your EDC. Very nice. That is Rich Buddy's Grail watch. Fella, I would probably only get a 36 millimeter. I like the classic size. Fella says, good idea. Craig Boat, don't listen to him, Lance. Get the 231 or 005. No Rolex ripoffs. Grand Seiko and Bitcoin. That's all you need. And a girl that hoops for you. There you go. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely get yourself a hooper. That's a good move. Let's see. Sticks in the house. I'm more worried about the nose that the government is putting on everybody these days. Okay. What he wants every week. Okay. At least it seems that I can still keep my bowline knots as they are not a noose. Okay, well, we'll keep an eye on that. What if you use a bowline to tie somebody up, Carlos? What about that? You could use that to tie somebody up, couldn't you? And Kyle's in the house. Jet found that gold date. Jet found that gold date chest Brett's been trying to buy on Chrono 24 listed at $20K. Yeah, well, good luck with that. Good luck with him being able to sell that for $20K. Lance is in the house. Craig, but there are very few GS models I like. Okay. What about the 002, Lance? Do you like the 002? Do tell. Do you like that 002, that stunner on the left there? That gold stunner on the left? Take a look at that. Let's see. If that knot is so bad, why do they teach it to Boy Scouts? They probably don't anymore. They probably don't. I would guess they would not teach them that anymore. That's my guess. Kyle's in the house. Deal is done. Wait, what deal? Do tell. Do tell what deal is done. Kyle, please tell us. Lance, you ever in New York? Okay. When is he Skyping in? Does this mean I have to set up a Bitcoin account? LOL. Okay. I'm about a 45-minute train ride from New York City. I go there a lot. There you go. Lance getting around. Lance is in motion. And Carlos says defund the ropes. Slipknot. Maybe I can get a noose to end this dirty wife schemes. Oh, Craig Boat got hit with a wrench. Just as I was reading the comment, he got wrenched. And Kyle Jett's in the house. He will Skype in with it when he gets it here, I guess. I can't wait to see it in person. Wait a minute, Kyle. Did he get the gold date just? Please tell. Do tell. Do tell. Craig, the only ones I like are the 002 and the 005. Well, that's good taste, Lance. You've got pretty good taste. He said he would send you some over, right, Eduardo? Okay. I heard they're changing their name to LGBTQP Scouts. Oh, jeez. Green Court email. Okay, I'll remind him about that. Okay, let's check the email here. Let's check the email and see. Okay, first he sent us one about Bubba's watches. Let's check this out. Okay. Uh-oh. 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 Found next to the uh-oh. That's breaking news. Oh, jeez. Oh, folks. That's too much. This whole situation is getting out of hand. This is what happens when people have way too much time on their hands, okay? Especially thugs and, useless jerks, right? Especially useless jerks when they have too much time on their hands. Oh, look at the reflective cord. He took the picture with me in the background to prove that it's current, that it's real time, okay? How cool is that? Oh boy. This is too much, you guys. You guys are too freaking much, I'm telling you. Too much. The whole operation is out of control. Two people buying gold date chests? Are you kidding me? Craig, you missed my comments earlier. Yeah, he bought it for $16K. Wow. And he actually has possession of it as we speak. He called me this morning and told me he bought it. Caljet, that's great. I'm glad I could help him find a gold stunner. He did say that, but I mean, he just spent $16K. Well, no, tell him, though, when he gets here. Okay, Kyle, back up a second here. He's actually got it in his possession. Is he on an airplane as we speak? Where is he? Please give us a play-by-play on this situation. We cannot have too much information on a gold stunner Rolex being secured, especially a date just, a solid gold date just. Are you kidding me? This is news here on the channel. When did he get it, first of all? Back up. I want the story from the beginning. Can you Skype in and give us the story live? Kyle, do tell. My God, this is huge news. And you're burying the lead here. Let's see here. We need a special broadcast, by the way, once he gets back with it. We need a special gold date just broadcast. And somebody just sent me a text message. Let's see if it's relevant. They're well building is for sale. They like to see this way. I mentioned class was okay. Yeah, okay. All right. I got a guy out trying to sell on Frederick.com, and he's visiting existing sponsors that are already paying. You're not going to make money that way. You got to go get new customers. Oh boy. Oh boy. What can I say? What can I say? What can I say? Let's see. Have you seen the news of the neighborhood that says they will not call police anymore after that 250 homeless occupied their park, drug dealers and prostitutes? Yeah, and there's been a shooting in there too, I think. Well, not a shooting. I think there was a drug overdose. Probably by now there's probably been a shooting too. What the heck? Kyle's in the house. I think he wired the money today. He bought it without seeing or handling it in person. It is in Florida and will be shipped as soon as the store gets the funds. Oh, okay. Okay. Brent will Skype in with it for sure when it arrives. Okay. Okay, we got more information now. Craig is more excited than Brett is. Oh, well. Okay. Well, that's interesting that he bought it sight unseen. That's very interesting. But it is a new old stock unit. And there's some trust there, you know, with him wiring the funds already. There's some trust in play there. And Kyle's in the house. He's saying it is exciting. Yeah, well, I guess so. I guess so. All right. Okay, something else is coming in here. Let me make sure what this is. Okay. I can delete these two emails. Those mean nothing. Okay, let's do a time check again. Time check on the two stunners. And the Wrath of Cardinals sent me a link asking for an opinion on a watch. I hope he's in here right now. There it is, a pre-owned, 2 years remaining on the 3-year warranty. Photos are not that great. It looks like a full kit. I believe that's a stainless steel unit. I like that unit in titanium. They do make a GMT in titanium. That's a lot of money, though, I think, in Illinois. That's a lot of money on that unit. I would call Steve. I would really call Steve and get an opinion from him. But I think for not much more money than that, you could buy one brand new with a nice discount. I would do some research on that. I certainly would not buy it at $51.75. If you're going to make an offer, I would probably offer at the most $4,500. If it were me, tops $4,500 for that used piece. Because it's steel. I would rather have a titanium one anyway. So anyway, that's my call on that. Let's see. Mike says, did he buy the gold date just for his wife? I doubt it. Wiring money, is this 1984? Leon in the house. But the seller has also been verified on Chrono24 as a verified dealer. Okay, good. That's good news. Leon, that's what I said. Okay. I told Brett to charge it to my credit card and give me the cash. Problem is, he probably wouldn't take the credit card for that price, would he? If he would have, that would have been the way to do it. But, you know, it cost him money to take the credit card, the seller, right? So if he would have sold it for that, then absolutely you should have done that. But it's too late now, I guess. PayPal with a credit card, and then you are safe. Leon in the house. Eduardo. Yeah, but the thing is, you know, once you wire the money, that's it. It's gone. I mean, I don't think you. Well, having said that, I think under certain circumstances, wires can be reversed. It can be reversed. It's a little tricky, but I think for like fraud or something, I think a wire can be reversed. But then again, if they get the money and they close their account and all that, and you know, if they disappear, then there's no way, you know, they can reach in and get the money if it's not there, right? Leon says, offer him $3,500 for that Grand Seiko GS, have no resale value. There you go. If you can get it for $3,500, that'd be even better. We're talking about that piece right there. So yeah, if you could get it for $3,500, why not? I say why not? And then wear the puppy, wear it and enjoy it. So speaking of power rotation, this is what we're talking about today on the show. This is the subject matter of the show, is have a power rotation. And I would describe a power rotation, the ideal power rotation, as 2 watches that have at least a 72-hour power reserve, 2 watches that are very accurate, 2 watches that are stunners, one of which is a sport watch that can take severe abuse, i.e. that titanium 231 stunner. Titanium is tough stuff, and the spring drive is a tough movement. So that Grand Seiko 231 could be your heavy use watch in the mix and the rotation. And then the stunner, the dress watch stunner, that is also very versatile, that you could wear with jeans, you could wear with khakis and a nice button-down shirt like the one I have on today. You could certainly wear that 002 stunner. I think that is the ideal power rotation. Power 2-watch rotation. I think we're looking at it right there on the screen. Look at those 2 stunners and tell me that's not absolutely an incredible 2-watch power meal deal rotation. 2-watch power rotation meal deal on the screen right there. Okay. Craig, do you only have one vehicle? Yes, right now I only own the 2004 Prius. 2004 Prius, and I don't drive it that much as we speak. So that's the only vehicle I have, and it's in mint condition. It has about 125,000 miles on it and is always maintained in stellar order, always garage kept, of course, since new. How are you keeping that 231 round? Unscrewing the crown all the time? That wears out the threads and titanium watches. No. It the wrist, it's automatic. It stays wound very fine without much wrist time. I mean, if you give that watch, I want to say if you give that watch 4 hours of active wrist time a day, it'll be fine. Maybe 6 hours, depending on how active you are, right? But it's very efficient as far as the amount of wrist time that it takes to wind it. Now, the 002 there, that is manual wind. That I do have to remember to wind at least once every 3 days. That has a 72-hour power reserve. So that I do have to remember to wind, but it does not have a screw-down crown, so it's not a real chore to wind it. I actually enjoy winding it. So there you go. But no, the 231, that crown does not get unscrewed unless the month has less than 31 days. That's the only time that crown gets unscrewed, is months where there's less than 31 days, if I remember to do it, that is. Let's see here. Have you seen Segway is shutting down? Are you talking about their production in the U.S. is shutting down, or the whole operation? Because, a Chinese company bought them. So I wouldn't be the least bit surprised if they're shutting down the U.S. operation and just doing everything over in China now. I wouldn't be the least bit surprised about that. Affordable date just on email. Mr. Q has an email. We're going to show that in just a moment here. And Lance also sent an email. And then we're going to be headed towards the wrap-up. So make sure that you guys get your questions in, because we're going to wrap up right at an hour this time. We're not going to run over on this show because I am borderline hungry. What the heck is this watch? What the heck is this? I'm not sure what that is. Why would I be interested in this? That's the link. That's what came up on the link when I clicked on it. Yeah, I would think I would pass on that whole situation there. And that was sent, Mr. Q, that was sent or an unjust date. Spinnaker watches. Okay, so I'm not sure what that deal was with that, Mr. Q. Why you sent that? I'm not hip on that one. Okay, here's an Oyster Perpetual 36 that Lance sent. Let me pull this up. That's a good looking piece. We've talked about that watch before. We've talked about the Blue Dial OP36. It's a beautiful piece. That could be a one watch, one and done, lifetime watch for somebody. Absolutely. No question in my mind. That's a good looking piece. 2 thumbs up for the Oyster Perpetual. Let's see here. Sent a photo. But you wear the 002 Stunner all the time. I wear it a lot, but I don't wear it all the time. No, I went on a hike today, an 8-mile hike today. I wore the 231. I wear the 231, Leon, whenever I think it might really come to harm, you know? Even when I'm going on a photography shoot, if I'm going to be using a lot of gear and bumping around and all that, I'll wear the 231. I don't wear the 002 all the time. I wear the 002 a fair amount, though, more than I thought I would, tell you the truth. But I still, like all night when I'm sleeping, the 231's on my wrist. I wear it quite a bit, and it stays wound very nicely, thank you. About a half an hour before this broadcast, I just finished an 8-mile hike, and I had it on wrist. So, Brett is on the phone with me now. They just overnighted it here tomorrow. Whoa. Whoa. Mike Pike is in the house. Lance, 4 hours of active wrist time per day for any Grand Seiko. Keep it wound. Okay. There you go. Mike's in the house. He's got some experience with that, I take it. And Eduardo's in the house. Carlos says, I think the full product. Ooh, Carlos, what do you mean? You think Segway's shutting down completely? Wow, that's interesting. Very interesting. I won't be able to get new batteries for mine, probably. There'll be some new old stock stuff around, probably. I replaced my batteries a couple years ago. They usually last about 8 or 10 years, by my experience. So I'll be good for a while. Carlos says, I should be flying on next week to Europe. This time I will be there for 6 weeks, maybe more. Most of the times will be logged on uncontrollable places, so I am considering on getting just one watch. Do you mean wearing just one watch? Taking one watch with you, you mean? Maybe you should take the Doxa. Considering that, and I expect to be a lot close or into the water, I think I will get the Doxa. Yeah, Doxa, absolutely. Yes. Sorry, Lance. Okay, just buy a Seiko tuna and be done with it. Okay. Mr. Q in the dumpster. This is a Doxa free zone, says Mike. Little Rolexes are the coolest. Okay, there you go. Craig, what's your average step count over the last year your iPhone can tell you, fella? I don't know if my iPhone's tracking it or not. Let me see. What app is it? The Fitness? Is it called Fitness? Activity app? It's not showing me anything. When I used to have my watch, I tracked all that stuff. But see, this is showing nothing on my activity app. So tell me how I bring it up on the phone, and I'll try to do it. Tell me what app I need to bring up, and I'll try to do it. Because I always have the phone with me. It's always with me when I'm hiking. So, just a gag for a change. Just unjust date. Okay. I prefer my OP over that Blue Dial. Sent a picture. Okay, Eduardo sent a picture. Let's take a look. This is the oyster perpetual date, though. This is a different animal. This is oyster perpetual date. That's a nice piece. I like your piece. I like it. Personally, I would rather have the silver dial, a little more legible, but for people with good eyes, the gold dial is fine. Absolutely. Absolutely. 2 thumbs up for that stunner, too. No worries, no flies on that. Let's see. Let's see here. That new model is 5,400, but I've seen used examples on eBay and Chrono 24 for around 4,300. Good move. Good move. Let's see. Eduardo says, I got my Oyster Perpetual for 3,400. Yeah, but yours is an Oyster Perpetual date, the one you just sent. That's a different animal, and that's an older watch. So kind of apples to oranges. Wiring money. Did Brent run to the bank to wire the money and then rush back to see who shot JR on Dallas? Mr. Q. Well, you know, I mean, on these deals where you want the thing shipped right away, I mean, most of these places are not going to accept Bitcoin. You can't send them Bitcoin. And the bottom line is, if you send a wire, at least there is potentially some recourse to get that money back, although it's iffy, right? With Bitcoin, there's zero recourse. Once it's sent, if you send Bitcoin, that's it. That's done deal. There is no reversing that, no matter what. So he's a little safer using the wiring method than if he were to send Bitcoin, for example. There's no safety in that at all. Then you're absolutely just trusting the guy to send the watch, right? There's no recourse at all at that point. Go to the health app to see your daily steps. Okay, let's see if I can find that. Health. Health, here it is. See, you learn something new every day. Next. iCloud is turned off for health. To back up your health data using iCloud, you need to turn it on. Okay, turn it on. Height, it's asking me to put my height in here. 5'10". I'm going to say 5'10". I'm about 5'10 and a half, but I'm going to say 5'10". Weight, 165. Where's 165? Doing this in real time here, folks. 165. Okay, done. Okay. So, all right, so here's what what it's showing here right now. 13,374 steps. Okay. All right, so how do I find, let's see, today, Wednesday, shows me my audio levels on my headphones. Holy cow. Walking. Oh, okay. Today, 5.8 miles. Yeah, I don't think that's correct. But anyway, it says I went 5.8 miles today. Average 4.8 miles. I'm walking further than that. Okay. Over the last 7 days, you took an average of 11,498 steps. Average. Now, how does this keep track? Because there are places where I go that the phone doesn't, that there's no cellular coverage. Does it then use the GPS? I wonder how accurate and how good that is when you're in a lot of foliage and stuff. That's a good question. I wonder how accurate all that stuff is. Okay. Haven't bought any, put my name down for James Cameron. Okay, yeah, that's too big and bulky, Triforce Rich. I'd pass on that. Finally, congratulations. Okay, no way Craig is a pound over 150. Oh yeah, I'm 165. That's accurate. Lance is in the house. Eduardo, you should put a brown crocodile strap on your oyster ritual. It would look amazing. Okay, there you go. Triforce Rich waiting for it, Kyle. No idea when it'll come in. Was told I'd get first one that comes in, but who knows when that'll be. I hope you can sell that thing for a profit, Triforce Rich and get out of it, because that's a bulky piece. I think I'm thinking baby alligator, either a croc in black or dark brown. Okay. And yeah, get it from HD Straps. Get a strap from HD Straps. I like mine. Mike's in the house. Let's see. And David just popped in. Let's see. Eduardo, I would go with dark brown. I think it uses the internal gyro, not satellites, but I'm not an Apple tech. Yeah, but see, here's the thing. I don't know. How can it really know for sure, depending on where you're holding it? Like I have it on my belt on my side, and even though my legs are moving, the gyro's not moving that much. I wonder how accurate it is, because I don't think it is accurate on what I did today, because I know how far I walked. I know what the trails are and what the links are. So I'm not so sure how accurate that puppy is. I think if you have the Apple Watch on, it's more accurate. Because when I used to use the Apple Watch, that was pretty accurate. Let's see. iPhone uses the accelerometers to count steps. There you go. I've handled the James Cameron in person. It's an epic watch in person. Feels like the super evolved form of the submarine. Yeah, but then once you wear it a while, I think it's going to get old, having that heavy thing on your wrist. I think it's going to get old real fast. As a box watch, I think it would be a good move, but not something to wear. Mr. Q's in the house. I also got a Casio G-Shock that now reads your heart rate for walks. And as a weapon, it's great. There you go. Triforce Abuserve. The new version solves many issues. It is noticeably smaller wearing. End link to end link. It's smaller than the SD43. Send me a link. We're almost at the show wrap up here. We got 2 minutes left. So you're talking. I thought the James Cameron was a beast. I thought we're talking about that watch that's an absolute beast. I saw James Cameron on a wrist of a guy at Little Treasury. It was insane. I even took a picture of it. I think not only a picture, I think we included in the video I did. It was insane looking. I mean, he was so proud of that watch too. Oh my gosh. But man, it looked terrible. He had a relatively small wrist. But I mean, it looked terrible on his wrist. Okay. I think we're going to wrap it up here pretty soon, folks. We got 2 minutes. 2 minutes. I'm going to tag all these emails and put them in my special folder. I keep all these emails, by the way, folks. I keep all these emails that you guys send. Okay, just so you know. I keep all of these emails. Okay, and I'm going to tag these. And I just got another one from Mr. Q. Just got another one from Mr. Q. Yeah, that's a killer looking piece. It's a killer looking piece. Personally, though, I'd rather just wear my 231 and call it a day. But yeah, that's a heavy duty looking piece. That looks more like a Riot watch. That one would definitely qualify as a Riot watch for sure. We did a couple of specials on Riot watches, if you guys do recall. Okay. And by the way, on the revisiting the noose issue, the hangman's noose, the hangman's knot, there you go. That's the current latest Sebenza 31, and they still have the same lanyard on there with the hangman's noose. So obviously they've not gotten the memo that is not hip anymore. Let's see here. Yes. JC dial. Okay. Yes, it's huge, but the new versions wear smaller, although it is still 44 millimeters and 18 millimeters thick. Yeah, I would absolutely pass on that. I'd have zero interest in that watch. Mr. Q's in the house. Until Grand Seiko doesn't come up with a heart rate monitor and GPS, this blunt object will have to do. Triforce Rich, it's okay. I'm 6 feet tall and muscular, so I'll pull it off despite my tiny curly wrists. I'll call in when it comes in and you can make fun of me. Triforce Rich, please, unless you're going to sell that thing and make a profit, don't do it. Don't shoot yourself in the foot. You've already got a wonderful watch to wear that's 10 times the watch. Where? You still got the GMT, right? You still got that GMT stunner. Wear that, for gosh sakes. Buys a Rolex, James Cameron, finally takes a shower with a watch on. Oh, jeez. I ain't worried. Lamont says, I ain't worried about race. Then it floods. Okay. My dad's always tell me we're all equal. There you go. Eduardo's laughing. Okay. All right. We're going to wrap this puppy up. That's what we're going to do, and I'm going to eat. I'm getting hungry. So hopefully we help solve all the world's problems again. By the way, I do have to give one more quick shout out to Timeless Razors. Timeless Razors, this is the stainless steel one that I don't use anymore. I'm using their titanium one now. I love it. And I have their aluminum one in the shower. When I shave in the shower, I have the aluminum one in there, and the titanium one is my daily shaver. And they are fantastic. TimelessRazor.com. TimelessRazor.com. Check it out. Okay, Craig, when are you and Bree heading to the AD? Derek in the house. Well, you know what? There's some bad news, folks. They are talking about doing more shutdowns again. They're claiming that there's a surge in the virus, and that there might be a bunch more shutdowns. Places were just starting to open up, and now they're talking about a bunch more shutdowns. So there you go. Things could be going south on the whole, Rolex thing, the whole AD thing. Things could be going south on that. But we will see. We will see. We will keep you informed. But Derek, in the meantime, you better get that Rolex. Get while you can, because there may be issues. There may be big issues coming. Big issues. Mr. Q, I got kilometers of green reflective cordage for more knife nooses. Thanks, Craig. See you guys. Okay. ADs are open in my area, Craig. Triforce Rich. There you go. Will do. Yeah, but they might be closing down if they start doing a whole bunch more shutdowns. Especially as we get closer to the election, they might really push for a bunch of shutdowns and a bunch of disruptions to the economy and so on and so forth. They're going to do the best they can to make sure that the Trumpster is not reelected. So things could get very dicey as we get closer to the election. It could get really bad, folks. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but that could be what happens. So we shall see what we shall see. We need to see the date on wrist here on the channel live, Craig. There you go. Derek in the house. All right. Well, did you get yours yet? My gosh, you've been talking about Rolexes for months here. You know, you got to take action. See, that's what I did. I talked about getting the 002 for a couple of months, right? And then I took action, and there she blows. There she is right there. So that's how we do. That's how we do it. I compared the old to the new side by side. So I couldn't see my wrist on the old one, and I could see with the new one. Yes, the bigger bracelet makes you. Yeah, I would pass on that whole deal. All right, folks. Thanks for watching. They will make us take the vaccine, or they will delete us. Kyle in the house. There you go. All right, folks. Wow. Things are getting heavy. Heavy, heavy, heavy. I say heavy, heavy, heavy. Let's give one more shout out to the lovely Bree. Let's show her website. What the heck? As we wrap up here, we'll show the lovely Bree's website. Carlos says thank you.